Hi guys, welcome to my live on this beautiful Friday night. So I'm here to show you today how to make an easy and cute Valentine's Day card, and I will be using some of my paper flower templates and if you've been with me for a while, if you've used my templates for a while, you may have some of these, such as the sunflower, the mini peony, the daisy. But this file is available as a bundle with the card template as well in my Etsy shop. So the first thing that I'm going to do is, well, the first thing that I've done is cut all the pieces with my Cricut machine. I'm using 65-pound cardstock. For the card itself, you could use thicker cardstock as well, but we are going to use 2 layers, and so that creates like a pretty solid base for a card, I would say. The template includes some like lines that help you fold, that help you with folding. So that is something that will make it easier for you, but definitely you want to line it up before actually gluing these 2 layers. So I'm going to use my craft glue from Barely Art. You can use any type of glue you want, even hot glue. Hi everybody, I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat. Welcome. So yeah, I like to line up the layers first and then glue them. So that's what I'm going to do. And with the craft glue, even if it shows a little bit through, it does dry clear, the Barely Art Swan, so that is something nice. I'm going to do this side as well. So I am going to periodically check the chat to answer any questions. If you guys have questions, feel free. But otherwise, I don't see your comments, all the time, so be aware of that. And hopefully if you see a question in the chat that you can answer, feel free to jump in, help each other out in our crafting community. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry and set it aside because I have my beautiful flower templates here. Again, I'm using a Cricut Maker to cut these, and I use basically 2 sheets, well 3 sheets in total, 2 for the flowers and the 1 layer of the card, and then a white one, so 2 pink sheets for the flowers and the top layer of the card, and then 1 sheet for the lining of the card, for the inside. So you don't need a lot of paper. All right, so now, hold on, let me put the cap back on my glue, because right now I'm going to focus on shaping the petals. So I'm using a wooden dowel to do so. You could, prior to shaping them, you could add some details with ink, watercolor. If you saw my live last week, the floral butterfly, half flowers, I did add some details with my watercolors, but for today I'm going for like a monochromatic look, as you guys can see. So I wanted to have everything like one color. I also have, by the way, a quick preview. I've cut out a card to make with like all white flowers. I think that's going to turn out really pretty. And yeah, for these I kind of want to have a very like simple look in terms of color, because I want all the focus to be on the texture. So yeah. So like I said, I'm using a wooden dowel to curl the petals. This will be my sunflower. And you could also use a marker or a bone folder. Always be careful when you are curling these smaller parts or these smaller petals, you know, not to pull too much, because we don't want to damage our petals. And we're gonna do, let's see, we're gonna do, what else do we need? Oh, the actual daisies. I'm gonna add a little bit of texture with my scoring stylus. Let me check the chat real quick. Oh, cool. You guys are here. It's super quiet. You know, so sometimes I'm wondering if anybody's here. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, I will be checking the chat periodically. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. This template is available on my Etsy shop, so like the card and the flowers. And as I mentioned earlier, if you have been using my templates for a while, you may have some flowers or you may have some other flowers. This can be done very easily. I would say with almost all types of paper flowers, but of course you have to modify the sizes a little bit. For example, if you have my sunflower, you have to like cut some of the petals out. You know, you have to do a little bit of designing or redesigning, and so that's why I also created a bundle with all the elements already pre-cut, not pre-cut, pre-sized, and ready to go. I am also thinking of doing a DIY kit with pre-cut flowers and all the elements for those of you who don't have a cutting machine, don't prefer using a cutting machine. So stay tuned for that. But in terms of digital files, this one is on my shop. So right now I'm, like I said, just adding some lines, some vertical lines. They don't have to be straight, they don't have to be even, just to get some texture on the petals. It's subtle, but I like it. And oh, one more. And after I've added texture, I'm gonna also curve the petals like so for the daisies. Now this card, well, obviously it's great for Valentine's Day, and it's one of those cards that you can then put in a shadow box or just like a canvas and display it, save it. But I think it can also be a good card for a wedding, like the all white one, but even the pink one. Baby showers, bridal showers, any special occasions. Or if you just want to use it in a shadow box, you can do that as well. But I think it's cool to have like a little message inside. Anyway, so yeah, it's pretty repetitive in this part, and I do plan to post this to make this available so you guys can replay it. So I'm going to talk to the future viewers who will be watching this on replay. Obviously, feel free to skip once you've gotten down a certain step and you see that it's just repeating. It would be a good place to fast forward or whatever. But you guys who are watching live right now cannot do that, so maybe get cozy if you want to keep watching. Get your favorite snack, favorite drink, favorite blanket. I don't know. Anyway, so we're done with the sunflowers, the daisies. Now I'm gonna get my foam mat, and if you don't have a foam mat like mine, you can use like pieces of felt. Let me just make sure this is centered. Okay, cool. So yeah, you can use a foam mat, like any type of foam, like packing foam or felt sheets. But this mat, and actually all my tools that I'll be using, even the paper, they're all linked in my Amazon storefront, which is in my bio. If you tap on the link that's in my bio, it will take you to, you know, my shop and other stuff. But my tools specifically are under Amazon storefront. Okay, so right now I'm going to use a ball stylus. These come in different sizes. And I'm just going to gently press down and do these like circular motions in order to create a 3D effect to bring our petals to life. And like I mentioned, my goal for this design is to have a lot of focus on the texture. And what better way to showcase the texture of paper other than making it 3D with these tools. So, okay. Eventually these are also going to be doubled up, but for now I'm just shaping them. Next I'm gonna shape the centers. Oh, I forgot one petal. Let's do this too. And one more. This design does have some small details. It's not the most intricate of designs with the smallest pieces I've had. If you know me, I have some really like designs that are very detailed, but anyway, it does have some small pieces either way. So be sure to you know, double check that your mat is sticky, and also that your blade is sharp, using the fine point blade, so the standard blade for this, but you want to make sure that it's sharp. To clean the mat, I just posted the other day, I don't know if my story is still up, but I posted a story where I show you the before and after of my mat. Basically I cleaned it using baby wipes, and it was amazing. One of my crafty friends told me about it. And yeah, that's one way to clean the mat, with wet wipes, or dish soap is another good one. Some people use like basting sprays and stuff like that, but that's something more specific that you like have to, not everybody has it, but everybody has soap. So some more accessible items are soap, Windex. I actually did a poll where I asked you guys like which method you use to clean the mat, and I have to look at the results. But last time I was checking it while it was still going on, most people used like dish soap. Yeah. Okay, let's do one more, because these will also be in a round shape. So I'm just continuing with the same style, right? The circular motions, as you guys can see. But yeah, even though like, you know, I'm always for cleaning your mats and, you know, being frugal in that way, that doesn't like make your mats last forever. Like there will come a point where the stickiness will just not be there anymore. So you will have to buy new mats. I mean, I have not to date, I've not found a way to like not buy mats, even with these hacks, with these cleaning hacks. But it definitely extends the lifespan of your mats. So if you know of any other ways to clean your mats, share it in the chat so you guys can learn something new. Okay, so we have one last flower to shape. And for this one, I'm gonna use scissors. And I'm basically gonna cut a little slit here, just like a 1/2 inch. I mean, just so that it goes to the center. Imagine this is the center, like so. Repeat the same thing for all flowers, all layers. And so once I've done that, I'm going to, actually let me put my scissors here because they're part of my decor. So next I'm gonna now curl the petals, like so. Again, be mindful, you don't want the petals to break off, so always be gentle when curling the petals, especially the smaller layers. Yeah, this would be a fun like girls' night craft project. It'd be a cool family project, like family craft project. But of course, a solo project as well is very fun. I think I like working on like different flowers for one project. It, you know, makes it more interesting. And I'm talking not just the result, but like it makes the process more interesting because you're always doing different things. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we are done with all of the shaping. We just have to assemble the flowers now, so put all these petal layers together. And I'm gonna start with these. These are gonna be, I don't know what I was gonna say, but these are gonna be, well, easy to make. I think you just have to basically overlap 2 petals right where the slit was cut, and then apply some glue on the petal that will go underneath, and then place it back on top, press it down for a few seconds, make any adjustments to the shape of the flower overall, and that's it. Okay, now these look really cute with like it's a one layer flower, but I am gonna stack some layers. Hi Asia. Cool. All right, so I just took a quick look at the chat. Now I'm gonna continue with the other flowers, the other layers. Doing the same thing. First I overlap the two petals right where I cut the slit, and then I apply the glue. I think overlapping them first and then applying the glue helps with it sort of like creates like a memory for the paper. So it just makes the gluing easier. Like you don't have to sit there and like adjust the petals so that they go exactly one on top of the other, while also trying to like work against time because the glue is drying, you know? So that's why I do that. Paper has amazing memory. If that makes sense. Okay. See here, I didn't do it. I got lucky, but if you're just if you're a beginner, if you're just starting to work with this type of flower, it helps to overlap it first and then glue the petals. I know I've had some people also just like cut one of the petals, and you can do that too. This type of flower is a great filler flower. It makes great like confetti. It's really pretty. Yeah, the small one is a bit more finicky. I'm gonna try to, I'm using like a smaller wooden dowel to curl these tiny petals. Yeah, I think it's working better. The wooden dowels are also linked in my Amazon storefront, and they also come in like a packet of different sizes, which is nice when you're working with different size petals, different size projects. There we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna continue. Actually, you know what I want to do? I'm gonna pull up my flower because I made a few tweaks from like this one, and so I want to use it as a reference on when to place or on where to place the flowers. But yeah, this is the file, the digital file that comes with the card, template, and all the flowers. So I'm gonna just keep this on the side right here. Okay, so this I'll make 2 flowers with this. So now I'm gonna, because you know I'm not done yet. I mean, you could use these, as I mentioned earlier, as a single layer flower, but I like to be a little extra myself, so I like to layer the petals. And so I put a bit of glue in the center, and now I'm holding it down, applying pressure only in the center, as the craft glue does need a little bit of time to dry. So my preferred way of actually assembling this flower, or this part, is with hot glue, because it just sticks right away. The glue dries and you can move on to the next layer, but it's fine. Because I'm using craft glue to do every other element, it's just easier to stick with it at this point. So as you can see, I'm keeping all of the layers. Is this correct? No, this is not correct. Oops. So I'm keeping all the layers in the same direction, as you can see. And that creates a cool look. Just like so. Okay, I'm gonna put one more layer. But it is cute with 3 layers, so I like it. But I want to put one more. And just find which one. I think it's no. I guess it's this one then. Yeah. Okay. There we go. I need to hold this down a bit. And I'll take a gander at the chat. Oh, hello, so many waves. Hi everybody. So if you're just joining, and I see a question in the chat about this. Hi dear, what kind of paper are you using? So I'm using 65-pound cardstock. All of the tools that I'm using, the paper included, are listed in my Amazon storefront. So if you wanna take a look. But the paper that I use comes, like 95% of it comes from Michael's, the craft store. I'm in the US, so that is our, it's my local craft store. 65-pound cardstock or 176 GSM. That's the thickness of the paper. So yeah, our first flower is done. What do you guys think? I'm gonna keep it down here because this is where I have the lights. I pull it up and then I realize the lights are not set up correctly, but anyway. Cool. Let me do the second one. That's okay. So for this one, I'm gonna do the same thing. Yeah, I find that 65-pound cardstock is a very good material to work with when it comes to paper flowers. It's thin enough that it allows you to curl the petals, shape them, but also thick enough that it will last, it won't, it's pretty durable. The paper is pretty durable. Even if you get it a bit wet, I haven't had many issues with it. I'm not saying dunking it in water, or letting your paper flowers out in the rain, but some drops, you get some drops of water or something like that. The only thing that happens is that your flowers will get a bit dusty over time, if you have them hanging on the wall. But I use a feather duster and that's fine. It works fine. Okay, so now I'm gonna, let me do the sunflowers. I like doing the sunflowers. I mean, I like doing all of them, but I don't know. I want to do the sunflowers next. Actually, and the daisies too, because they have a similar center, so I want to get those guys done. Okay, so we have 2 different sizes with 2 layers each. So I just overlap them, and as you can see, I'm switching them I'm shifting rather the layers, the petal layers, so that the petals show, the petals that are underneath are showing. Do the same thing for the smaller one. Like so. And same thing with the daisies. There's 2 layers and 2 different sizes. So we're going to stack up those layers. I hope you guys can see. Let me scooch these. Oops. Okay. Now for the center, I'm going to layer a couple of these. Oops. And a smaller one. Okay, let's do this one here for the daisy. And so this goes, okay, I guess that goes there. It's like a puzzle sometimes. There. So we put right there. Okay, and our daisies are done, as well as our sunflowers. And I'm gonna do these peony-like flowers. I have one with white petals, one kind with white petals, and one kind with like thin petals. And I'm gonna do three of these and 3 of these. So let's see what I got. Yeah, the petals are double. So very easy to assemble. Alternate the petals so that you can see the bottom petals as well. Shape them with your fingers if need be after you glue them. And they are in 2 different sizes, just to create a little bit more variation. There we go. Wait, do I have 4? Oh, I guess I do have 4 for some reason. But that's okay. The more the better. The important thing is that we don't have less. Okay, so kind of messed up here. Let's try that again. Breaking anything? Not tearing anything? And when you're working with the smaller pieces, you have to be careful of what happened here. There. Okay, let's try that again. But yeah, paper is pretty forgiving. Even with the big flowers, if you make a mistake, like if you glue something where you did not mean to, 95% of the cases you can fix that. Like take off the petal or whatever element and then try again. Okay. Alright, here we go, our last flower. This one there should be one. I don't know if I do this. One. Oh no, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Alright. Because this one, the inner layer of petals is smaller than the outer petals. That's why it's nice to have a reference. That's why I'm keeping my template as a reference those first couple of times you're making it, because there are a lot of components to this, but when it comes together in the end, it will be beautiful. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning, for this project I'm intentionally keeping everything the same color, right? It's monochromatic, but if you wanted to, you could add some details in the center of these flowers. I'm choosing not to because I want the texture to really stand out. Alright, so now we are in our final part. You could write your message right here. You know, I guess I can do that right now. Or actually no, I'll do it in the end. So as I mentioned, the template comes with these little slits here. And so if you're wondering why, it's so that when you go to fold the card, it is easy to do so. As you can see. I'm just wondering now, maybe I should also do it like this. You could also do it like this when you assemble the flowers. And I'm still gonna use not hot glue. I'm still gonna use my Barely Arts glue, but I want to like put the flowers on the heart first, without gluing them. So these half sunflowers are nice for the borders or for like edges, or you know. So I want to put one down here. I want to put another one up here. You know what? I want to like do this. Okay. I think it'll help me visualize the shape, the final shape better. Okay. So I'm gonna put, actually let's do this here. Another cool thing about this template is, and in general about floral crafting, paper crafting with flowers, is that because they're handmade, each project, even though like I'm using the same template, it's gonna be different. Even if you try to like stick to a formula, an arrangement, it's still not gonna be exactly the same. And I think that's one of the coolest things about just handmade craft in general, that each piece is unique. But yeah, this is what it's gonna look like. What do you guys think? And basically putting all the flowers here first allows me, you know, to really make any changes and stuff like that. But I like this. I think this looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and start gluing everything. And start down here. This one is the trickiest to stick because it doesn't have a flat surface. It had this like pointy bottom, and so if you don't have the patience, just go ahead and hot glue it. It will be easier then. But if you're using the craft glue, you're gonna have to like hold it down for a couple seconds until the glue sets. And definitely if you have a pencil or something sharp, not sharp, something pointy, so that you can apply pressure right on the center, that will be helpful and will speed up the process. Another one. The nice thing is that because this is, all the flowers are like flat, you know, gravity also helps in holding them in place, but still don't rush this process, or this part of the process. Let's do this one right here. But I have to do this first, don't I? Yep. Switch that out. So, oh, thank you guys for all the hearts. Thank you so much. I'm gonna pull it up a bit so you can see, and actually, let me adjust the light first. Okay. So that when I bring it closer, it doesn't get dark, hopefully. There's the card. This is definitely something beautiful that you can put in a shadow box, like I was saying, that the recipient, you know, basically can save. And then you write your message here. Dear so-and-so, happy Valentine's Day, happy Mother's Day, congratulations, whatever. Like, I think this can be for any special, like, milestone type of, you know, occasion. New house, graduation, and you can personalize it to the colors of, I don't know, the wedding or the house decor style colors. I don't know. But so yeah, I'm not gonna write the message because, you know, I'm gonna think about it, but here I wrote, I made this for Valentine's Day, so I wrote a message inside. And that's it, guys. Like I mentioned, this template bundle is available in my Etsy shop. I'm thinking about also making DIY kits where all the components are pre-cut and you assemble then the card yourself. But I will give you more updates on the DIY kits as they are becoming available, as I'm getting them ready. And until then, thank you so much for keeping me company. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day and an amazing weekend. And I will see you soon. Bye, guys.